So this is by far, beyond the consent, this has been by far been the most prevalent, powerful, potent, expansive embodiment tool that I have ever learned in understanding my nervous system and how it reflexively responds, especially in intimacy and sexuality. I grew up in a household that didn't feel safe, and I learned very quickly how to adapt to my environment. And so in order to stay safe, I would either freeze or I would fawn to appease the people around me so that I felt safe. I wasn't able to fight or flight. And so I learned very quickly to utilize these coping mechanisms, these reflexible responses would come in order to keep me safe within my environment. And so as I've continued to expand my consciousness, I have also been shown all of the ways in which I unconsciously react or respond in certain situations, in certain dynamics. And it's been through these spaces that I've learned to understand myself in a greater capacity than I ever have before. And so it's important for me to relay to you what potentially may come up for you while you're navigating the space, and how the nervous system can sort of reflexively kick in order to keep us safe. And so the 4 nervous system responses in which I'm going to speak to are fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. You may have already heard these before. However, I'm just going to share what I need to share, and you can either take it or leave it, depending on how much you've learned prior to this experience. However, it's really important, as I said, for you to have a deeper awareness of this before coming into the space. So fight is very self-explanatory. If you feel like you are becoming very hot, if your heart starts to race, which is true for all of the responses, your heart might start to palpitate. You might be feeling a lot sensationally in the body, but generally with the fight response, you want to project it out. So you may want to hit, you may want to kick, you may want to yell, you may want to slam doors. Generally speaking, you become reactive to the situation. If you are if you feel like going into a flight response, you may want to leave really suddenly, really abruptly. You might be in an experience with someone and then you just want to go. You don't want to be in it anymore, and so you literally just take off. That's another that could indicate that you're in a flight response. You know, if you feel really uncomfortable and you just want to go. The next one is freeze. So you may sort of shut down in your throat. Your body could literally feel like you're stuck in time, that the room is sort of like you're collapsing into your body, and the room is sort of becoming bigger. Collapse is another response as well, but I find if I go into a freeze response, I sort of just like freeze in my body, and I feel like I'm starting to shrink into myself. And then I lose my ability to speak to what I really need to speak to. And then fawning, which has been a huge one for me, which is like people pleasing. So doing things to appease others, even though I don't desire to do it, or going along with something that I don't desire to go along with. And, you know, to the other person, they might not even have any idea that I have no desire to do that because of this response, this reflexible response to fawn and to people please. And so, like I said before, all of these responses are like reflexible. So our autonomic nervous system is kicking in reflexively to keep us safe. So our body is just trying to keep us safe